One of the first questions you may ask if you feel like you may have a workers' comp claim is, am I the type of worker who is covered by workers' comp? While this may at first look like it's a complicated question, in fact it's usually relatively easy. One of the easiest ways to determine if you're covered by workers' compensation law is to look at your taxes from the previous year. If you were paid on a W-2 by your employer, you most likely are covered by workers' comp. If you were paid on a 1099, it's very likely that you are in fact an independent contractor and outside the scope of the workers' comp law. One of the other exceptions to being covered by workers' comp is that public school board employees are not covered by workers' compensation. If you're an employee of a public school board and you have a workplace injury, it's still a good idea to talk to a lawyer to see what your options may be. If you have not been working at the same employer for long enough to pay taxes and to have a tax return from the prior year, look at your most recent pay stub. If they took out FICA taxes for you, most likely you are covered by workers' comp. If they didn't, and you're responsible for paying all of your own taxes, you very well may not be covered by workers' comp, but you should still talk to a lawyer. If you're a temp employee employed by a temp agency, you still most likely are covered by workers' comp, especially if you're paid on a W-2. But it's very important that at the time of your workplace injury, you tell the temp agency in addition to the work site the temp agency has leased you out to. One of the other exceptions to the workers' comp law is that companies with less than 5 employees are exempt from being required to have workers' comp insurance. They still may have workers' comp insurance, and if you have an injury at one of those work sites, you should still contact a lawyer to see if you have any options in regards to workers' comp. The most important lesson to take from all of this is that if you're injured at work, you should call a lawyer. Most likely you're going to be covered by workers' compensation, but even if you're not, there may be options for you to recover for your workplace injury.